Here's what's coming into view on Elevating Denver for January 2025. We take a look back at 2024.
We come from all walks of life.
It's been awesome to make new friends.
With all the best stories.
We get to be a little part of that, but special part of that.
And coverage of events from the last year. It's a year in review just ahead on Elevating Denver.
We're down here in beautiful Civic Park in downtown Denver today, celebrating Future Fest, where youth get the opportunity to explore alternate career paths and just get connected to resources and fun activities that keep them engaged in our community here.
This is our first annual event, and we're so excited to bring community back to Denver.
So many things are going on. We have a pitch competition, which I got to be in and just got to watch, and it was so fun.
I think it's really important for the youth to get exposure to this. Oftentimes they don't have access to resources in the communities that they live or the schools that they attend. And the city is able to be able to bring everybody together in kind of a community feel. It's a great opportunity for the students to mix and mingle with other students from other schools that they might not have the opportunity to connect with. So we think it's a good setup here.
I feel like I'm 12 years old myself. I get to learn how every single function of city government works. You get to meet people that do the actual jobs. You realize how the operations of the city break down into individual, fascinating jobs that people can take. And you see a bunch of kids getting excited about careers they might want to pursue. So I think huge victory for the city, and so grateful to the Human Resources team for putting this together.
A lot of kids have been really excited to see the truck and talk about animals. A lot of them are really interested in a career with animals.
Honestly, I'm a dog person.
I didn't know that animal protection officer was a job when I was growing up. I thought it was like doctor, lawyer, astronaut, and that's it. So I think it's really cool to give them options and show them that there's a wide range of things that they can do.
My daughter had a performance here at the event, and so that's what made us come out, and then afterwards we just decided to try all the booths and see what they had to offer.
Do you see the glowing white on your hands?
I think it's really great exposure because we all have different abilities, and so them being able to see other opportunities outside of college, like the Youth Corps and what the airport has to offer, then whatever suits them and their interests doesn't necessarily have to be traditional.
One of the most enjoyable aspects of my job is working with young people who have aspirations of becoming an entrepreneur themselves. Oftentimes they have great business ideas and they just don't know the next steps to do that. So today we hosted a pitch event where the students got the opportunity to share their ideas with a panel of judges that they never met before and see if they can convince people that their idea was valid and they should be able to move forward.
And just like make marketing decisions and stuff like that.
I feel like it's great to be able to pitch my idea like in front of these people. Like, I think it's a really great opportunity. Like, I've never done anything like this before.
Has equal access to healthy food now. And here's some emphasis now.
Future Fest is a big opportunity for us as well, especially being young entrepreneurs right now. We want to get our ideas out there. We want to go talk to people. We want to get that mentorship.
Yeah, so we plan to connect a bunch of different services that can...
These students came in to a coaching session that we had earlier this week, and they were very well polished. They only had to make a few minor tweaks. They have a tremendous amount of confidence level to speak in front of an audience. They did a fantastic job today.
We would like to give you $2,400.
So the fact that young people can just come up with ideas and then pitch it and get some money on live stage like this, great opportunity for everyone to help with business and prepare for the future.
Through the Office of Economic Development and Opportunity, especially in our division, the Innovation and Entrepreneurship, we offer tons and tons of free programming and resources for entrepreneurs at all stages of their journey. So we kind of have a motto that if you're starting up, you start with us. And so we can connect you to the resources that you didn't know exist in our community, and many of them are free of charge to you to help you take your business idea to the next level. It's my job to create an ecosystem that allows entrepreneurs to thrive here in Denver. So connections to programming, resources, mentorship, access to capital, whatever they need. I get them plugged into those resources, and hopefully we can help them grow and scale.
The support of young entrepreneurs in Denver especially is so unique to any of the other places I've lived. There are so many opportunities, whether it's like City Run or something like Youth Biz, and it's just been so helpful to see the possibilities of growing my business even though I'm only 17.
I think that the opportunities that they provided here were amazing. I found out about some free summer camps for big kids and little kids. So I have two daughters that are 10 and 16. So being able to know that there are camps out available for them and opportunities was a really great thing.
Yeah, it's a great chance. You get to meet your city councilman, you get to meet the chief of police, you get to meet the people that run Parks and Rec or Dottie or HRCP. You get to meet the mayor and you can ask questions and you start to think, wow, this is something fun I should have on my list of dreams. It's like, this would be a work I'd love to do in a city where I'd love to do it. We'd love to plant that seed when they're 5 or 10 or 15.
We're going into the nasties of the nasties. We're going to things that people are running out of. My firefighters are going in.
When we first get there, we want to get a bird's eye view of the entire scene. Depending on what it is, it could be a swiftwater rescue. We might be looking for somebody in the lake or a river, or if it's a structure fire, we're going to get above the structure fire, and we're going to probably turn our cameras to infrared.
We send anywhere from 6 to 10 fire trucks on every fire in the city. Engines, the ones that carry the water and the hose, they're going to go in and actually put the fire out. Our truck companies, the one that have the ladders, they're going to go and do search and rescue. And then my job as the incident commander is to put all that chaos and bring order to it.
The incident commander, for the most part, he's either going to be in his vehicle or he'll be on the street somewhere, but he can't see half of what we're seeing from the air.
Drone is just another set of eyes, is the best way to say it with our drone program. And we really started seeing this, like we can use this on almost every incident. So like on fires, it's really important because we get that eye in the sky view. If I'm dealing with a building that's 3-4 stories tall or even a high rise, I'm limited of what my vision is. Being able to put up another piece that gives me a really big overall view is a huge piece of the drone program, and that's how we use it.
That's been about 3 years. Start of the program, we ended up getting our first drone. We bought our vehicle and we started responding to a few incidents. Found out pretty quickly that it was going to be a very useful tool in our arsenal for firefighting and search and rescue. We only had about 3 pilots to start that went out and got their Part 107 FAA pilot's license. And since then we've added another 7 pilots to our staff, and now we're able to operate pretty much 24/7 with the program. The biggest part of it is safety, keeping our firefighters safe. If there's anything that could be a hazard to a firefighter, we're going to see it, and our incident commander is going to see it as well.
So my job, the most important thing is I put 40 people typically at every fire in harm's way. So the men and women of the Denver Fire Department, they're running in as people are running out. And that's the most important piece of the incident commander, is to make sure that we're looking at this big picture view and that we're pulling our people out when it's appropriate or not putting them in harm's way when it's overly dangerous or more dangerous than what we want them to be in.
When we're dispatched to a scene, we set up as close to the incident commander as we can, and we get our drones in the air as quickly as we can. Basically, park the drone over the incident. From that point, we're just going to be directed by our incident commander. He'll tell us where he wants to have the drone and what he would like to see, whether it's going to be just a regular 4K video that we can display or infrared video.
One of the best pieces of drones, we get really good video. Obviously it's 4K, it's the most high definition you can get. The drones, we can put them up in high winds, and it's amazing, the technology keeps that picture nice and still. But what's really amazing is they can flip a switch and they can turn on what we call FLIR, forward-looking infrared technology. So it's taking out, we're looking for heat signatures. So now I can take the building, instead of looking at it like we see it, and now we're looking at it for heat. So I can find out where my hot spots are. I can find out if there's hidden fire in places, or if we're looking for a victim in the water, we can find that difference in body temperature, and we can see things maybe a little further down in the water. And what's really cool about the drone program and the program we use, which is called Tablet Command, in our Chiefs vehicles, we were able to link that. So I don't even have to get out of my vehicle. I can take that mobile. So as our drone team shows up, they've got video cameras, they've got all these things in there, TV screens. We don't have to physically go over there and see those screens. They broadcast it to my iPad and I literally have it in my hand.
We have a couple different ways of displaying video. We have our video is down to our controller, but we also stream our video to our vehicle on TV in our vehicle. We can also stream our video across the internet to a URL link, and we can give that to anyone who'd like to watch that's authorized to watch. Our command staff, our chief, our PIO officers, that sort of thing. Right now we've got 7 drones and 3 vehicles. We have a primary vehicle that's also a communications vehicle. We have 2 smaller vehicles that are basically our take-home vehicles for 2 of our pilots. We can respond with those vehicles 24/7 from wherever we are. All cities are pretty much getting on board with flying drones these days. We feel that we were pretty much ahead of the game when we started. We had some good people that figured out how to do this. We knew how we needed to operate, so we built this program from the ground up with our own staff.
They're amazing. They're all self-taught. They are all electronic guys, so they all are the guys that like to play with electronics and computers and different things, so it fits into their skill set. They're an amazing group, and these people are not 24-hour employees like we are. They are 5-day-a-week, 10-hour, 8-hour employees, and they are there at the drop of a hat if we need them. If it's the middle of the night, they get in their cars, they respond, and they'll be there.
Gothic Takeover is really just dress up, come to Lakeside, and have fun. It's a good chance to socialize. A lot of people in our scene have kids, and it's a chance for them to come out and enjoy time with their kids dressed up too.
Lakeside is a part of Colorado history, and I mean, having a place for a bunch of Goths to gather is just a wonderful event. It's a great family thing to do.
Where else are Goths going to get sunlight?
I'm Kai, and I came because I wanted to get more connected with just the other people.
I'm Marco, and I just got dragged here.
You did not get dragged.
It's the most wonderful community in the state of Colorado because the people here are just so nice, they're beautiful. Once you get to know them, they're definitely great people.
This was like a dream come true for a lot of people in our scene, and so for me and her to both, host something that really brings joy and meaning to people, it was quite the honor, and so that's why we kept on doing it every year.
Coming from a family that didn't have a whole ton of money, Lakeside was the place my mom would take us to have fun on a Friday night. So it's always been a big part of my life, and I think it's important to support these small local businesses.
Here at the Gothic Takeover at Lakeside, we're all together. We're in a very open and accepting environment. Whereas, outside of the culture, if you're just in general, obviously you're going to be the one that are going to be met with a bunch of stares. But, if you see another person walking around dressed like this, automatically there's a camaraderie. It's we know where everybody is at any point in the room. It's almost like being like the needle in the haystack or a chocolate chip in a bucket of white ice cream. Well, the Gothic community is amazingly vast. There's all kinds of, great people and different looks and creative styles. Truth is that we come from all walks of life. And to really, get to connect with everybody and learn about everybody when you get to meet them, everyone has their own unique story to tell and their own unique background. And it's so fun to get to learn that. Come to the Gothic Takeover at Lakeside as a way to kind of get yourself a great first experience venturing into the scene. Immerse yourself in the presence of others and see what it's like to really, get involved.
This place is where I first met my fiance. I proposed to her last year. It was our 5-year anniversary right here in this exact location. So I guarantee to the people who are kind of afraid, trust me, this can happen. You never know.
I want it to be a place that's open and accepting and people get a chance to find themselves and just have fun.
Today we're celebrating APA month by celebrating with the community by putting on this event. The API community here in the city of Denver or in Colorado is definitely stepping on the main stage. On the 3rd floor at McNichols Building, we have an art gallery reclaiming and celebrating API identity. And as you can see behind me, we have live performance from 10:30 all the way to 3:30. On the 2nd floor of McNichols Building, we'll have the 10 API communities here in Colorado, and you can walk through them, learn about their history, what does New Year mean to them, and kind of their rich culture. Also on the 2nd floor, we're gonna have over 30 vendors that you can learn about the nonprofits and also the awesome Asian goods here in Colorado. We also have 3 food trucks outside.
Let's embrace the diversity that defines us. Let's stand in solidarity with the API community, acknowledge their past struggles and present contributions, and let's commit ourselves to a future where every voice is heard.
Thank you so much.
It is very important to us as Filipino American to have a space like this and for us to show our talent and what we can do and what we can contribute to the community. And also, it makes us feel safe and accepted, which is what we all want, right? So whenever there's a space like this, there's a celebration like this, we all feel so welcome in the community. This particular piece is very important. She's Apa Wangod. She's the oldest traditional tattoo artist in the Philippines, and she's still alive. People will go to the mountains to have tattoos from her. This is made in Colorado, of course. She is very iconic.
We're claiming our cultures and kind of showcase that and add up to the diversity and the inclusiveness of City of Denver.
Sabaidi, I'm Linda Sapanya, and I'm here representing Lao community of Colorado. Well, we are a landlocked country between Thailand, Vietnam, and Cambodia. So it's a really tiny country that a lot of people don't know about, and we haven't really got a chance to showcase our culture and tradition. So it's wonderful that we have this opportunity to kind of showcase the clothes that you see here, and what we're wearing is our traditional clothes. I've been here over 40 years. I came here since I was little, but I embrace the tradition and I embrace both the American culture and the Asian culture, and I just kind of make it my own. So, and I'm hoping they'll do the same, because if they don't, we'll have to talk about that. So.
We want to also remind people there are so many API events that are happening all throughout the year, especially in this APA month. So I encourage you to go to our community calendars, check out what other events are going on, go there, support them, get some delicious food, arts, and just enjoy the atmosphere.
The Denver March Powwow is a family reunion. It's a celebration of all the cultures, all the indigenous cultures coming back together and celebrate and what we have in common. And what we have in common is the circle, the drum beat, and the sacredness of our language, culture, and our identity.
My name is Grace Gillette. My Indian name is Swahuch, which translates to squash in the Arikara language. I've been the executive director for the Denver March Powwow for the past 34 years.
Nawa, Dari Sabak Sanish Gabat Dit Hanit Na Swadu. Hello, my name is Larissa Nobraid. I'm an enrolled member of the 3 affiliated tribes. My Arikara name is Little Otter, and my Oglala Lakota name is Crow Woman, and I am the Powwow Coordinator for Denver March Powwow.
The Denver March Powwow can be best described as an American Indian festival. We have the music, we have the dancing, traditional dancing, we have the arts and crafts, and the storytelling, and the fry bread, the traditional food. 49 states represented in 25 countries.
For Denver March Powwow, it's one of the larger celebrations in the springtime, so we're also celebrating life coming out of the winter and going into springtime. For the most part, I think most of our dancers have gone through ceremonial rites to either wear their eagle plumes, eagle feathers. This year we do have a lot of dancers that were in Marvel's Echo and Killers of the Flower Moon that are planning on coming. And that's kind of a first time just because these things have come out within the first year. So it's really exciting.
The storytelling, they're for humor, you know, for entertainment for the young people or for the adults. But generally there's a life lesson in there.
With Philip Whiteman and Jane Myers, they're bringing a whole different kind of aspect to it because, as I mentioned before, there's natives getting into media. Well, Philip has worked on different movie sets, and Jane Myers is actually a producer for the movie Prey that was on Hulu. And to me, that's bringing a whole different dynamic to it.
It's really a good integral part of Native culture because Native people are natural storytellers. Our histories were never written down. They were always an oral history. And so some of the stories that you'll be hearing have been handed down from grandparent to grandparent to grandparent. And, you know, they're really some old stories.
So the storyteller reminds and allows you the opportunity to give you thought and challenge the binary thought process and gives you an opportunity to remind you that we're all connected and that we are energy and thought is very powerful and that every thought and every action has an equal or opposite reaction. And so the heartbeat of Mother Earth, the drumming, the circle, how everything can ripple effect, how we are lovers of life and that in the circle there's no sides.
For our children that are Native that live in the city, it's really hard to stay connected with those ceremonial ways or with powwows. But with Denver March, we're able to bring in their families to come visit them, and we're able to practice our Native American heritage and things like that. So it's really important for the children here in the city, but not only that, but for those who want to learn about the Native American culture as well. Because I feel like there's some history books out there that give off the message that Native Americans are extinct or, you know, we're not here anymore, but we are. We're still here and we're still thriving.
So many of them are the only natives in their class and sometimes even in the school. So it provides an opportunity for them to, you know, just to stay in touch, to keep that interest alive in dancing, doing the craft work that it takes to make the dance clothes and to sing. And for the young people that sing, it's a good way to pass on the language. But to the untrained ear, it just sounds like it's chanting, but it's not. They're actually singing words in the tribal languages.
The bottom line is that we just want to keep these traditions going, and for that to happen, we need to start teaching the younger generations. So the children, the tiny tots, and even now within the powwow world, we're seeing a transition from a lot of so the MCs, arena directors, and things like that. They're getting older, and now it's like people my age or younger are starting to step up. So that's one of the main reasons we want to keep our culture going.
Oh, it's very important because Native people, we're a culture that has of survival. We've survived and we're constantly evolving. And I think it's really important for the community to see this, Native and non-Native. We want everybody to come out. Everybody is welcome. You know, it's not just an event for Native people. You know, it's a great event for people to bring their children to, just to experience our culture and to see it up close and, you know, right in front of them.
Stay elevated by subscribing to the city's YouTube page for these stories and more. And stay tuned to our social media channels for more content. Don't miss our new episodes of Elevating Denver, premiering each month. Thanks for watching, Denver.